everybody, it's Haunted Heather again. Today I'm in beautiful, rainy, gloomy West Virginia, which I love. It makes smoke on the mountains. It makes it just so pretty. I just love it here. But I'm headed up to Pikeville, Kentucky, and we're going to do an investigation on the Expo Center that is rumored to be haunted. So, you're invited to come along and check it out. Hopefully we'll find something. Let's get going. Look at that smoke. So pretty. USA, I was born in. Expo Center at night. Awesome. Have you guys investigated in here before?
No. First time.
People just think it's haunted, like hear things and things like that?
There's been a lot of situations. Have you seen that video that come out of here?
No, I haven't. I know which one you're talking about, though. I tried to find it online, on YouTube, but I couldn't.
But, there was no sound plugged up, and nobody was in here playing music at the time. It was a very, very bad singing, really.
Long to see his face, hands and touch his nails scarred.
Upstairs where that Rem Pod's at.
Oh. So,
you're going to run my battery down. Stop it.
these are cool.
It's one of those.
So it's an EVP recorder.
Yep.
Yeah, correct.
One of the females, we couldn't determine which one it was. But one of the females from his family.
Okay.
So we may run into her. Another reason the Dils Cemetery is famous, when you use that word, is it was the first integrated cemetery.
And we have had several situations where, and Tommy may actually be able to tell us a few too, but we've actually had a few situations here in the expo where we've had experiences, especially of our own. I know that the current staff has had a few experiences of our own here in the expo. Mine personally have been, I came in one morning before a concert during Hillbilly Days, and I was walking through the arena and it was dark, which that's my favorite spot in the place actually, is the arena when it's dark. I feel it's calming to me in there. I love it. So a lot of people don't like it because it's kind of weird, but I find it calming. So I walked through the arena and I could hear, you could hear footsteps behind you, and I could actually hear like pants rustling, and there was somebody behind me. And I would turn around and it would stop when I would stop, and nobody would be there. Also, in mid-daylight, here at this elevator, it was about 5:30 in the evening, and I went to hit the button to go upstairs for something, and I looked at the reflection in the elevator door, and there was someone standing next to me, but there was no one standing next to me. And actually, I had another employee just this past week, had that same thing happen to them, only it was inside the elevator. He was inside the elevator coming down and saw the same thing in the door, and nobody was in there. So that's happened to us. Our food and beverage director was upstairs at, we've had a lot of stories from our ballroom upstairs. Our food and beverage director was upstairs ironing, and she was ironing. It was like 2:30 in the morning. She was here by herself. She was getting ready for an event. She was ironing chair covers, and they were satin, and they kept slipping off into the floor, and she'd pick it up and she'd put it back on the table, and she'd start to iron it. It would slip off on the floor. So that happened a few times when she gets mad and she starts cussing because she can't get it to stay up on the table. So when she bends over to pick it up, she hears a man laughing at her. And then she saw a figure in the corner of the the ballroom and the curtains were rustled. So she was like, look, we're in this space together. Let's just try to get along. You know what I mean? And then within that same week, our catering manager came in at like 6 a.m., 5:30, 6 a.m., and he was moving a couch from downstairs, trying to get it back into his office and through a small doorway. And he got it locked in the door, couldn't get it through, and the same laughter. He heard the same laughter. So we've had that. And our biggest one is the music. There's a video that and you have it, and he will show it, I'm sure. But we had some part-time employees working here. This is back last year. We had some part-time employees working here, and it was like 10:30 at night, and they kept hearing music playing, and they couldn't figure out where it was coming from. Well, they went to investigate and wound up in the ballroom, and there was music playing through the loudspeaker in the ballroom, and the sound wasn't even hooked up. So we've had that situation happen. And there's been a few little other things, like from past employees. You'll hear stories of people hearing things or hearing screams. There's screams, like you can hear a scream in here at certain times. There are voices. You'll hear people talking, like especially upstairs. You'll hear people talking and nobody be here. Things get moved around, like in people's offices and especially downstairs. That happens downstairs a lot. Things would get moved around, and nobody moved them. You'd set something somewhere and come back the next day, and it would be in a completely different place or completely gone, and you'd find it later in a closet somewhere. But that kind of stuff happened. There's just been all kinds of stories and all kinds of, everybody has an experience. Everybody who works here has an experience. His name was Ray, and we're confident that Ray is here.
Yeah. Oh, he is. He was here when we investigated.
We're confident that Ray is here.
Ray's around.
And a lot of times we'll be like, hey Ray, because we kind of figure it's Ray. But yeah, we're confident that Ray is around. So yeah, they were building the facility, and he was on a scaffolding and fell off and passed due to his injuries. So, but we know that he is crazy.
One thing we got under goes like he was saying, we got plain as day. It said, "Tell them it wasn't an accident."
Oh, really?
I mean, it wasn't.
Wow.
It was. Tell them it was an accident.
Oh, it was an accident.
Yeah. I tried to get the material. All of our stuff is at EKB.
Right,
I contacted Polly, or tried
Yeah.
to. She never did get back with me because I was trying to get the name and get
Right.
the stuff. But it's plain as day.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that was Ray, because it's disputed. I think on the death certificate, I forgot which way it said, whether it was accident or suicide. But anyway, it's debated whether the guy actually committed suicide or fell off the scaffold. And we felt it was Ray trying to say, tell them it was an accident.
He didn't kill himself.
Right. Good.
Hey, Gina, which way we go? All the way?
You go up, you're on the right level there, and go to your right.
That's what I thought. A lot of times we do get them drained, but not that fast. Around, anyone that wants to communicate. First thing, we're not here to harm you in any way. We're here to visit. We come in peace, you might say. We're not going to do anything except try to talk to you, find out maybe if you need to tell us something. If so, you can come and talk into this little box that I've got in my hand. One thing we always tell you, though, is this is your domain. You must stay here. You cannot follow us home in any way. You cannot attach yourself to us in any way. You cannot harm us in any way. You can't use our energy for anything you want to do. You must use your own energy. But if you will, you can come and try to talk to us. If we have anyone that's staying in this establishment, if you want us to know anything or want to just communicate with us, just come forward and say something. Make a noise of some sort. We'll see if we can get anything working tonight. But if we have any spirits here with us that wants to communicate with us, that wants to tell us anything at all, you notice these two lights over here. Normally when we're working like at the battlefield, the soldiers back in the 1800s had no idea what these were. They were, we call them torch lights because that's all they had was lights. But anyway, the people here, whether you're from the 19th century that might know what a flashlight is, these are flashlights. If you use your energy, that you can turn these lights on and communicate with us. So if we have any presence here that will communicate with us tonight, use your energy, turn on one of these lights. I know it's difficult, you've probably never done it before, but just turn the light on. Either the red one or the blue one, either one you want to work with. Lights, yeah. Okay, if you want to turn it on bright and leave it on. Don't turn it back off. Don't just flicker it. Turn it on and leave it on, and we'll talk to you. Get you to communicate. Turn the red one off, all the way off. Turn it off. Come on. If you want to communicate with us, you have to turn it off. I can't ask a question while it's on. Turn the light all the way off. Come on, all the way. Okay.
Have anything cool happen upstairs? We just now, probably the neatest thing. We went back in the back in the office area because I could have swore I saw something walk by down at the end earlier into the office section. So we made a circle all the way around. We went in back there and we made a circle all the way around. We heard what sounded like a woman humming in there. And then when we came back around, as he heard footsteps, and Greg said, I could have swore I just heard a seat. And when we came around the corner down there, the seat, one of the seats was down. And the seat wasn't down when we went in there.
And it wasn't down.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know what we heard right before you all came down, but whatever it was over there.
That way.
And we had flashlight come on a few times and some weird dowsing rod experiences.
Like a second failure or something really getting hard. And then we heard footsteps over here and then down here. And up here's where we got the light. But we didn't get a lot of things. But now, when we were over here filming, we did.
Yeah.
We didn't hardly get anything at the Rem.
A few minutes ago.
No EVPs.
Yeah.
Very big place. For some reason I keep feeling something weird coming from back here. Some drawn back there. And it goes way down there. SB7 Spirit Box.